going to show you how to spatchcock a chicken, which is literally to be able to lay it flat so you can grill it on the barbecue. So I have a beautiful pasture raised chicken here from our friends Brittany and Kayla in Manjimup, available through our boxes. Loads and loads of flavour. It's an absolutely beautiful chicken. So this is a smallish chicken, and that's the best size chicken really to do this spatchcocking with. So one thing I'm going to show you to start off with is how to remove the wishbone from the chicken, because this is the part when you roast a chicken, when you go to carve the breast off, it stops you getting all the meat off the breast. So I just thought I'd show you this. It's handy to know how to do just for a roast chicken. Kayla also leaves the necks on, which is great because then you can use this for stock. But I'm just going to use my large knife just to take that off. Your chicken may not have it. So I'll keep the neck for stock, and I chuck the necks into the freezer, and I keep them to add to stock. So if you pull the skin back, you'll be able to find, I'll just remove these little bits, you'll be able to find the wishbone. So the wishbone runs down the front of the chicken like this, and if you put your finger on there, you can actually feel it. So I'm just going to tip the tip of my little knife in there and just follow the wishbone down. There's one side like that, and through the other side like that. And then just, if the chicken will allow it, let me go up a little bit further into that V shape up there for the wishbone. My sister and I used to fight over these when we had roast chicken at home. And push your finger up to the top of the wishbone, and if the wishbone hasn't broken while the bird has been processed, you should, just with a little nick of the knife in there, be able to pull that wishbone out like that. And then of course, if you allow that to dry out, you can then do the old wishbone trick like this with your best friend. Mr. Cameraman, can you please come up like this? And you do this with your best friend, and whoever gets a knobbly bit on the top gets their wish come true. So lovely. Back to the spatchcock. So what we've got to do to make this bird sit flat now is turn it over, and from the parson's nose up to the neck, we need to remove the backbone, which runs right down the center of the bird on the back. So make sure it's sitting nicely. I'm just going to quickly check my hands are dry for this. So I'm going to use some kitchen scissors, and depending on the size of the bird, depends on whether this is fairly easy to do and how sharp your scissors are, because what you're going to do is cut down the backbone of the chicken like this, following that neckline on one side, and then the other side, I'm doing it sort of left-handed here, and the other side like this, down other side, crunchy bone there, sorry, just have to hold this in place like that, down the other side like that. And you can then pull the backbone from the chicken like this. Now I found the other day when I was doing a larger bird that my scissors were not enough to get through those bones. So I used my garden shears. They worked. It was really cool. So this is much more like like kitchen shears, poultry shears for the kitchen, but not everyone's got them in the kitchen. Sterilize them first, of course, in boiling hot water from the kettle over the blades, and they'll do the trick. So we've got a little bit of offal left in here, which is absolutely fine. I'll just clean that out a bit. And what I'm going to show you now is how to find the breastplate inside here. So I'm just taking off these little bits that we don't need like this to make this a bit easier to see. And there, beautiful. Now see this little bit of cartilage here. I'm going to take my large knife because I feel more comfortable using it, and just cut a couple of a centimetre or so until it sort of stops. And what I'm going to do is just break this open like that to reveal this breastplate bone here. All right, and you can see already how that's flipped open. The chicken's flipped open. So all we need to do now is fold the chicken, turn the chicken over like this, and neaten up that skin there like that, and literally just fold the chicken wings underneath the front of the breasts so that it just protects that breast a little bit more and stops the chicken breast from drying out. And literally you've got it right there and then. Some people like to put skewers through, looks nice for presentation, but really there's no need to do it. So there you go, you can literally just pop olive oil, salt and pepper on that and on the barbecue. Otherwise you can put it in a beautiful marinade overnight and barbecue it as well. You can cook this in the oven as a roast chicken and it'll cook a lot quicker than if you have a whole chicken. So there you go, spatchcock chicken. My little spatchcock chicken has been marinating for 24 hours. I'm just sprinkling a little bit of salt on it, and I'm just going to make sure that some of this lovely oil, I do get in a bit of a mess when I do this, but make sure some of this lovely oil is actually over the chicken, so when it goes on the barbecue it won't stick. Then you've got a dirty hand, so you lift the lid of your barbecue and just on it goes. Yum. So we want to capture all that lovely smoke, so I'm going to close the lid. The barbecue's heated up to about 200, and I'm just going to turn this down to a medium flame so that it doesn't burn the skin of the chicken before the chicken is cooked. So we'll come back when it's ready to turn. All right, the chicken's been on for about 10 minutes and it smells amazing. So here it is, little baby sitting there. So just make sure that you loosen it from the grill after 10 minutes. It should be fine, and we'll just pop it back. Yum! Pop it back over like that. You can see a little bit caught on the grill. But that's okay. It's going to taste amazing. So this is going to cook for try another 10 minutes on this side, and you can test it with a meat thermometer to check that this is cooked as well. It will need some time to rest before you eat it, but that is the most delicious spatchcock chicken, and quite easy and quick to cook on the barbecue as well. So smallish chicken, I would say sort of 40 minutes-ish on the barbecue. This one's quite fierce, this barbecue, as you can see, but just delicious. Smells amazing. Wish you could scratch and sniff.